In this video, I will show you how to build a bowling ball oven, rejuvenator, whatever you want to call it, to draw the oil out of your bowling ball. This is a list of what you'll need to build it. I buy them on Amazon. That's the Nesco FD-60 Food Dehydrator. Those are the trays that you're going to need. You're going to need two. They come in 2 boxes of 2. Because you need a total of 8 trays. The Dehydrator comes with 4 trays, so you need to get another 4 additional trays. I get a Taylor thermometer. It's basically a meat thermometer to monitor the temperature inside the bowling ball oven, because I don't trust the thermometer that's on the outside of the dehydrator. That's the silicone that you're going to need to basically glue the trays together. It can withstand heat up to 400 degrees, so it'll be fine. And these are what we're going to use to support the base. They're basically furniture glides. This is what the inside tray looks like. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to cut this out so we can place the ball inside it. What's great about these Nesco Food Dehydrators is when you stack these trays on each other, what they do is there's a groove in between each tray that lets the air escape. So what it does is it will provide hot air around the entire ball, not just over the top or bottom. It evenly distributes it over the ball. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the trays, and what I use is a heavy-duty pair of scissors, and what I do is I just cut these all around it. As you can see, once you cut all around it, I'll just take it out. So after you're done cutting out the inside, it ends up looking something like this. And as you can see, it has these little ridges because of the scissors that I used. What I do is I use a blade cutter and just go around it to smooth it out so it's not as prickly as it is when you cut it. Remember, always use this going away from your body, not towards your body, because you don't want it to slip and slice you. So I always move it away from myself when I'm smoothing these edges. And this is what it looks like once you cut away all those little pieces. You can use a Dremel type sanding tool to smooth out the edges also. Okay, once we cut out all the insides, what we want to do is glue the trays together. As you can see, one side has like a ridge right here, and that's where we're going to place the glue. So when we put the next one on top of it, it'll stick together. See, there's 2 sides. One is where these little pieces are recessed, and another one side where those little pieces come out. So what we want to do is we want to glue along this edge right here, this little inside edge. Okay, once you're done gluing everything together, it will look like this. And as you can see, you can just pick it up and they all stay together. The next thing you want to do is on the base that comes with the food dehydrator, you want to use a compass to draw a circle from the center around, and I'm going to use that to help start with the markings to put the support gliders in. I use a setting of about 1.5 inches. Then what I do is I use a ruler to make right angles to mark the points where I'm going to drill the holes for the gliders to fit in. So once you're done, you'll have 4 holes that the gliders will pop through, and what they will do is they will not only support the base, but they'll also hold the ball above the base. So once the gliders are in, they'll look like this. The holes you want to drill, you want to use a 3/8 inch drill bit, and then the gliders will fit in snugly. I also use that silicone, GE silicone, to glue them into place, but this is what they look like. And what happens is the ball will sit on these and it won't bend and warp the base. The weight of the ball won't bend and warp the base because it's being absorbed by these. So they serve 2 functions, one to hold the ball above the base and then to make sure that the base doesn't bend and flex. Then the next thing you want to do is on the heating unit itself, you want to drill a hole so the probe can slide in, and then it will monitor the inside temperature. The 73 is what temperature it is now, and the 140 is the alarm temperature. An alarm will sound once the temperature reaches that. And then what I do is I set the alarm for 140 when it initially turns on, because it takes about 5 to 7 minutes to warm up. And then after it reaches the 140, you just press this button and I raise it to 145 just in case. It'll maintain the temperature plus or minus 1 or 2 degrees, but I set it at 145 to set an alarm just in case it does get hotter than 145, because you don't want it to get above 150, and the 145 to me is a good cushion. I have never had it go above 145 once I set it at 140 and maintained it that way. It'll go like 138, 139, 140, 141, but I've never had it go above 145. But I set it there just in case. And the size hole that you want to drill for the probe, I use an 11/64 drill bit, and that gives me enough space to insert the probe in and out. One thing that you want to do is those vent holes, you do not want to cover those vent holes up at all that are on the base. Those vent holes, you want to keep them there. There's 3 of them. And as you can see inside the unit, there are these vent holes. This is where the hot air comes out. So it will evenly distribute the heat over the entire bowling ball instead of just coming from the top or bottom, which is pretty neat. Well, that's all you need to build your own bowling ball oven. I hope this helps, and